Hello friends, come and take a walk with me. Guess what I'm doing today? So all the way down this path where I have my rose garden, I am going to create a new garden bed, so to speak. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it in an unusual way. Okay, so if you look at the grass, friends, it is so dry. Just look at that. Yep, we did get some rain maybe a week ago, which I was so thankful for. The ground extremely dry, so it's almost hard to like dig anything, so to speak, right? Because naturally when I make my beds, I would remove the grass and all of that, but I have some plants, can't help myself. I have some plants that I picked up and I just need them to go in the ground so that way they can establish the roots and all of that, because now it's fall and the season is perfect for planting, right? So if this is your first time, special welcome, and if you're coming back, so glad you're back. So what I'm gonna do, I have my weed whacker over there. I'm going to use it to see how many grass I can remove from here, and then I have my pick to pick where I'm gonna pick to dig the holes. Another way you can create a bed, friends, if you don't remove the grass completely, you can cut the grass really low, put the cardboard on top, water the cardboard, and then put compost or garden topsoil on top. I don't have compost and I don't have any garden soil to use on top, and I'm not gonna go Lowe's and pick up all of that. It's the end of the season. I'm not gonna go through that. So we're gonna try a different method here just to get these plants in the ground, and then come spring I'll be able to get the mulch on top and define the space. But let me back up and show you this. You see how dry the ground is down there? Yes. So this is my garden pathway. So I'm gonna get more of these stepping stones next year in spring and just continue them all the way down here. So both ends will have a division, right? And then I'm gonna use some of the nursery containers and just define the shape around it, so that way I know to keep it defined that way. Then get the weed whacker, see how much grass I can get up, and then position the plants in the ground and just plant them. If you're like me and you have plants that you need to plant, just get them in the ground. And let me show you what plants I have to put in the ground. And if I pick up more plants, I can just continue and just add it to the ground. So if you're at the garden centers and you see plants that you love and you're like, I don't know where to put them, in my case, I don't know where to put them because I don't know where to put them, right? Just pick them up and just put them in the ground. Don't wait to get a perfect garden bed made. Just make sure you keep them watered so that way they can establish their roots and all of that. But let's come on over here with me and let me show you what plants I have. All right, friends, here we have the plants. Some of them I shared with you recently. So here we have this beautiful spirea from Proven Winners. You guys know how much I love it. Do you see it's ready to go in the ground? It's the double play big bang spirea. And what I did, friends, I made sure I kept the soil moist, very important. And you guys know how much I love spireas, right? Still looking for my candy corn. Side note. So it says big flowers, big color, double play big bang spirea. Foliage glows orange in spring, then turns lime green. Huge pink flowers reappear if trimmed after the spring bloom. And this will get 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. It's a small compact shrub. That's what I love about it. It prefers sun or part shade. It's hardy from zones 3 to 8, and you have 3 seasons of interest there: spring, summer, and fall. Yes. So we have our spirea. Then we have this delphinium I share with you that my sweet neighbor friend picked up for me, and look at this, it's blooming again. And then we have the butter case coneflower from Monrovia. You guys know how I kept going on and on about this. And this will get 16 to 18 inches tall and 14 to 16 inches wide, and it blooms in summer. And this, friends, right here, these are some lilies. I think they're pink. These are some lilies I'm just gonna tuck right in the garden there. And then we have some sedum from Proven Winners. We have the bundle of joy. This is the white one. This I think grew really low. Where is it? 10 to 12 inches. Yes, that's the white. And then here we have the Pride and Joy from Proven Winners. And I think this one is another one. I think I lost a tag in there. I think this one is actually this. Yep. And then here's this beautiful one I picked up. This is Jewel's Diamond Sedum, and it will get 16 inches tall and 12 inches wide. And friends, look what I found on clearance. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. These are Gulfstream Nandina. I told you guys how much I love Nandinas and Spirea. They have great shrubs for your garden. They're not bulky, they're just compact and just add some beautiful interest. As you can see here, see that the colors already changing. I love Spirea and Nandinas, two of my favorite shrubs. And this, friends, was on clearance. I paid, what is that, $4 I think for it. And it will get 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. So I got 2 of them, and the intention was to put one in the front, but that's okay. I just want to get that garden bed over there set up so that way I can get the plants in the ground, take the hose out, and just water the ground. The ground is so dry. But anyways, let me do the placement now with the empty nursery containers. And as you can see, all of these plants, they are all perennials. Alrighty friends, so I know I have my milk jugs. I've been saving them for winter sowing. So if you want to do winter sowing, now is a great time to save your milk jugs, especially if you have a hard time getting them from cafes or wherever. Just now is perfect to save them. So that's what I've been doing. I've been saving my milk jugs. Anyways, so I'm just using the milk jugs here to represent the stepping stone, so that way I don't get that close in the center there. And then I was looking at this, and right where we have a rose and the arborvitae there, that's gonna be our corner perimeter. So I'm not gonna plant behind there, and the same for this end too. So I'm just gonna do some weed walking here and take it from there. Alrighty, so what I got more nursery containers. So right there and over there, friends, that will be the end where I'll put some rocks like these next year. Do you see that? Where I have the rose garden side here defined. So I'll do that next year. So I'm just gonna use those so I know not to weed walk and mess up that side there. And then just tuck the plants in between there. Alright friends, it's good when you can actually laugh at yourself, right? I'm here laughing at myself, asking myself, what am I doing? So you can see this, the difference there. There's some weed walking right over there. So I'm going to use the pick and see if I can dig the holes with the pick to get the plants in. But I promise you it will come together. I just have to envision it, but it will come together. Just look at this. It's not going to look like that pretty perfect garden. But come next year, when I get more of the stepping stones and the rock to define it and all that good stuff, it will come together. And I was thinking too, what I can do is get some cardboard just to help me kill the grass, so to speak, especially around the edges. I can do that. And also I need to continue weed walking this side. The ground is so hard, really hard. Anyways, let me get my muslers and get the pick and dig these holes. This is, I told you I'm going crazy with Nandinas. I just love them. This one is a Cool Glow Lime. It will get 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. And look at this. See, with Nandinas, you buy them for the foliage. And this, I only paid $10 for this. And then here's another one. This one is the Cool Glow Peach. This will get 3 to 4 feet tall and wide also, and they're hardy from zone 6 through 9. Okay, so this one didn't look the best. Not much foliage on here, but because it said the peach, look at that. I just wanted another one. I just wanted a different one because this one I don't have. And the Cool Glow Lime, here is this one. I just love Nandinas, friends. They're just the colors, they just stay like this in the garden. Just beautiful shrubs. And let me take you down and show you how this one I have here. Actually, let's go. So this is the progress I've made so far. Friends, look at that. Oh my goodness, the ground is so hard. But let me take you over here and show you this combination with the Nandina and the sedum, okay? Just loving them. All right, look at this. Do you see this Nandina? Look at this next to this sedum. Look at this, friends. And yes, this Nandina was as small as those I just shared with you. Look at that. Just love them. They stay upright. They're compact. And I have another one over here too. Look at this. See that? Definitely a must. Just love my Nandinas. Anyway, friends, let me go back over here and see how I can tackle this ground. I need some rain. I need rain. But so far, looking good. It's not the normal way I would make a bed. But so far, I'm getting there. I'm getting the plants them in the ground. Friends, oh my goodness. Alright, so let me show you what I'm up against. So right here, there's a lot of tree roots, right? Look at that, a lot of tree roots here. And even pebbles, yes, see that? Right over here, if I could reach over. Oh, look at that. All this is from just digging here, yes. But nevertheless, we got it done. It's taking much longer than normal. So just want to get the plant in, and then we're going to put the Cool Glow Nandina in here. And look how dry this plant is. Do you see that? So dry. So I'm going to definitely soak this area thoroughly. And I don't want to fertilize these plants because I don't want them having any shock. Because for me, I think when you fertilize plant this time, especially new plants, and then when the frost comes, it's like the plant will go into a shock, because when you fertilize them, they're thinking, oh, let me put on new growth. Then the cold weather comes by and then they go in this shock. So I'm only talking about these new plants, so I'm not going to fertilize them at all. I've been collecting the fallen leaves from the tree in the front, so I'm going to use that as mulch just to insulate around the base of the plant. But I just wanted to show you, look at this. See, gardening, you have to really enjoy it in order to do it, because you get dirty, right? You get dirty, and if you don't have the best soil, you have to use some muscles there and just know how to do it. I do not amend my soil. As I said, it's really dry. We haven't had any rain, so that's why the ground is extremely dry, and I just want to get these plants in the ground. Better than the ground and water them in than they just in these nursery containers. As you saw, this one looked really bad. The root, I should say, is just dehydrated. But anyways, let me continue, get these in the ground, and I'll be right back. And friends, I wanted to show you this. This is Sweet William. Oh my goodness, I grew these from seeds. Remember when I said to you before, just put some seeds in a container, put it in your garden, and just watch it grow. Make sure you water it, and then you have them for fall to plant. So this is Sweet William. I love Sweet William. And look at this. I use my plant app, and it says this is a black locust, a tree. It gets 40 feet tall, I think it said. So I don't want this, obviously. I'm gonna just take it out, but I'm excited about my Sweet William. So I'm gonna put some over here. I'm gonna tuck some somewhere in between here because I really love them. But let me show you this grass. Let me show you what I'm dealing with here, friends. Do you see that? Yes. So I'm just taking the pick and just pick it and get it out, and then just put the plant at that spot. But I'm coming along, doing good so far. But I wanted to show you the Sweet William that I started from seeds. All right, friends, and I just dug out my St. John's wort. I'm not sure if you remember when I got these in summer, and they look really half dead. I'm telling you, the plant is doing well. Where I have buds on top here, and where I had it when I got them, I wanted to get them in the ground because they were so distressed. So I put it in a spot where I knew I probably should not have. It's like when I open my car door, it's right there, but I just had to find a spot for them, so that's why I did that. So as I say, fall is a perfect time for planting, right? So I just went and I dug it out, and I'm gonna put it here in our new garden bed and make sure I water it in very well. So Milo's location, they have a ton of clearance plants. They have Nandina, they have arborvitae, they have 9-bot, they have boxwoods, they have hydrangea. I literally almost got more Nandina and I put it back. I'm like, I don't need any more. But these guys, I have my eyes on these boxwood every year around this time. Normally I would just say November. They have their shrubs 75% off. Like when it's really, really cold and nobody thinking of digging or planting any plants, they have the shrubs on 75% off, sometimes even 90%. So friends, that's why I only picked up 2 of these, because the other ones were $30 originally, so they would have been $15, and I'm like, I'm not paying $15 for a boxwood. So these I only paid $3 and change for them, so my bill was, what was that, almost $8. So that's why I only got 2 of these, because I am hoping this will happen where the boxwoods will go to 75% off. And remember, they're bringing in those Christmas ones in the red nursery container. Yes, they have those in the red nursery containers. So even those two, they mark down like 90% in late November, December, when it's freezing cold and you're not thinking of doing the garden. And they stay well just like this. I'll show you. Not sure if you remember when I shared with you my boxwoods I got in November of last year, and I planted them in spring. They stay perfectly like this. I just left them on a patio like this, didn't cover them or anything, and they did well over the winter, right? So that's why I only picked up 2. But let me take you down to the moon garden and show you what I'm talking about. Alrighty, so in the moon garden, I'm not sure if you remember these boxwoods that I got. I think they were 90% off, I think. So here they are. And that's why I'm not going to buy any, even at 50% off, if it's gonna come to $15. For me, that is not a steal, right? Anyways, so the idea with those boxwoods for the 2 new garden beds, let me show you, friends. Do you see here? Even these were on clearance the year before. So I have 3 boxwoods lining here, and then I have 3 boxwoods lining here. Mind you, they gave you evergreen, so they stay like that throughout the entire winter process, right? So the idea is to continue this with the 3 lining there, the 3 lining there, take it all the way up here in our newly created beds, and then I'm gonna put 3 here, 1 2 3, and then 3 here, 1 2 3. So that's the idea. So I'm waiting to get more, so I need 4 more of them to put there to continue that flow, right? Always remember, when you're doing a garden bed, you need evergreen. Boxwoods are amazing. As I said to you guys, I fell in love with the Mr. Bowling Ball arborvitae. Oh my goodness, you should see them in the front. Love them. And then I'm gonna come in and outline the bed with those big rocks, friends, like what I have here. But that won't be until next year. Nobody's thinking of doing rocks in garden at this time, right? And then I told you before, I need 3 more pavers, where I have 1 here, 2 there, 3 there. That's why I have this here, so that way I know not to dig the grass out and just keep my eyes at that spot. So I went to Lowe's yesterday, friends. In the clearance, they had these mulch. I paid $1.89 a piece. Yes, they were ripped, but the mulch is in the bag, right? But they just had rip on them. They had them all bagged up, so I picked them up. So I picked them up. I had no intention of buying mulch, because I'm like, nah, I don't want to get mulch this time in the year. I'm like done with mulching and stuff like that. So what I've been collecting here to mulch my bed, I've been collecting leaves. Yes, friends, look in here. I've been collecting leaves from my tree in the front. So I'll be mulching my beds with leaf before the frost comes, just to insulate the base of the plant. You definitely want to make sure when you plant your plants now, just to insulate them, okay? Very important. Don't leave them naked like this. This is a no. Put some mulch around them. If you can get mulch, you should still have mulch at the garden center. If you don't want to go through picking up mulch, if you have leaves, put your leaves to use. They add great nutrients to the soil. So that's what I'll be doing. However, I can't do that yet because I'm waiting on my bulbs. Yes, I got bulbs from Tulip World, and I'm waiting for them to send them to me. Friends, if I go put the mulch down or the leaves down, and then I'm gonna get my bulbs, I think maybe a few weeks, they might send it. Maybe I'm hoping sooner. then I'm gonna mess up the whole stuff. And remember, my point is I don't want the squirrels to know I just planted any bulbs, because they've been out here digging up. So I want to do the digging, plant the bulbs, and then put the mulch down with the leaves, and guess what, it's gonna deter them from digging any deeper, right? So that's why the bed is looking like this. Until I get my bulbs, I'm not going to do anything. Then I'll put the mulch and the leaves down. But once again, friends, make sure you put some leaf or mulch around the base of your plant, okay? It's really cold, and I'm not sure what the other zones frost dates will be, but I know my frost dates will be here very soon, especially my friends up north in the colder zone. If you planted, make sure you put your mulch or your leaves around the base of your plant. Anyway, so this is what's going on here. So that's why I have all these containers here. I just have them sitting here to help kill the grass. That's what I do. So then when I get my pick, the grass will come out very easily, because the grass underneath would already be dead, if that makes sense. Anyway, so this is what's going on here. This is part one of our beds that we created together, and part two will be me planting the bulbs, mulch and the leaves down, and then next year I'll be, as they say, the cherry on top, I'll be adding the rocks around the beds and getting my 3 pavers to continue my flow all the way up here to the rose garden, where you sit right there on the bench. Let me go and sit and show you right there, friends, and you look around, and then that's what you see. So that's the idea behind this. All right, friends, I hope you guys are doing well, and thank you for joining me on my madness here. But I hope you get the concept of what I'm trying to do here. Life doesn't have to be perfect, right? Nothing is perfect. You just have to use what you have and get creative, right? You don't need to have everything for you to create a bed. Just use what you have and just get creative. You have those plants, get them in the ground. Get them in the ground and put the mulch or the leaves around them. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm hoping to get more boxwoods at Lowe's, keeping my eyes out. All right, friends, thank you so much. Let me know if you created a new bed in the fall season and what you have been planting in that new bed. All right, now I'll see you guys in the next one now. Cheers.